Hey, happy Monday, happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. This is Cammie C here, your impact coach. And I wanted to jump on here just very briefly to share with you just one of my favorite Martin Luther King Jr. quotes. And so if you have not done so, go ahead, like it, share it, tap in. If you are watching the replay, comment. I want to hear what your favorite Martin Luther King Jr. Day quote is. And so I wanted to take the time, along with wearing one of my favorite sweatshirts, Dream Like Martin, and all the other ones we'll talk about Black History Month. But as we commemorate this day, as we think about the leadership, the service, the servanthood of a man who really was a great big trendsetter, but also did things in a prolific way that has allowed us to embrace the level of freedom or even the level of leadership that we can right now in our own individual lives. And so it wasn't the fact that we are necessarily celebrating a man, but we're celebrating a person who was a trendsetter, a person who did not give up, a person who persevered through all obstacles, through barriers, to help us get to a place where we are right now, specifically as a race. And so I'm forever grateful. And so it had me doing some reflection. And I hope you take moments like this to kind of reflect, to look back through your own self. Look through, what are you doing to make an impact in your community? What are you doing to make an impact in the lives of others? How are you serving in your community? How are you leading? What changes are you projecting? What changes are you forcing to come about? And so we cannot sit back and just go about our everyday lives without feeling that we need to do something to help somebody else, to change the trajectory of somebody's life or day, or to be of service. And so I feel like that is one of our ultimate responsibilities, is to be of service to someone else. But of course, most importantly, be of service to God. And as I'm a service to God, I'm helping someone else. So I'm here to talk about my favorite Martin Luther King Jr. quote. All right. So if you like it, share it. We're going to go ahead, comment, please tap in. I want to hear what your favorite quote is. I want to hear about that thing that keeps you going, or what you feel most inspired by. And so we know that this is not just an incident in time, but this is a legacy. We are living and encountering the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr., something that he did, something that he stood for, and something that he was not willing to back down on. And so this is my favorite quote. It says, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl, but by all means, keep moving. And I'm going to read that again. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl, but by all means, keep moving. So the reason as to why this is one of my favorite, and when I say favorite, I mean favorite quotes, is because it helps, it aligns with my values and what I stand for in life. I strongly believe that we are placed here for a purpose, on purpose, and to fulfill our purpose. And so with that being said, there are going to be things that come up in life, things that I've encountered. And so this is a conversation that I have with myself, and I'm exposing the conversation to you all. And so if by all means, keep moving. And so when he said that, it's because no matter what it takes, no matter the circumstance I'm in, no matter what barriers I have to overcome, I cannot stop. And so no matter how uncomfortable it gets, no matter how frustrating the journey is, no matter how much I feel like nobody's listening, nobody cares, I feel like the things are steadily, constantly getting in my way, stopping me or trying to stop me from getting to where I want to be, I cannot stop. No matter to how much I'm running into because I thought I knew the plan and it didn't work out as planned, I cannot stop. Keep going no matter the difficulty or the level of adversity. Stopping provides, check this out, because stopping provides a 100% guarantee that I will never reach my destination, promise, or fulfillment. If I stop, I'm giving myself a 100% chance that I'll never reach my destination, that I will never reach where I'm supposed to be in life if I stop. If I keep going, it provides me 100% guarantee outcome of reaching my goal, receiving the promise, and living out my purpose. It's not about the time frame, but the intentional guarantee of obtaining that in which I pursued because I decided not to stop. And so it simply says that even in the midst of this, if you can't fly, then run. We all have different abilities in life. We all have different places where we currently are. right? We're faced with a lot of things. We're in the middle of a pandemic. We're in the middle of a semi-recession. People are losing jobs. Things are taking place. People are losing their homes. Things are transpiring in life. And so I may not be able to run at this moment. And all I got for you is a crawl. All I got for you is to be able to simply take one hand in front of the other with my knees and keep going. But I cannot stop. And so wherever we are, whatever situation that I'm currently in, I have to keep telling myself I have to keep moving. Regardless of the adversity, regardless of the frustration, regardless of the no's, because we're going to always get no's when we're walking and we're trying to go somewhere where we're trying to plan out our next step in life. It's going to give us some no's. It's going to give us that sense of rejection. But no matter those things, you got to keep moving. And it helps us to see that, and I'm going to revisit this part, that no matter where you are, if you can't fly, then you got to run. If you're not on the mountaintop right now and you feel like you're at one of your lowest points in life, you got to find a way to still keep moving. If you can't run, you got to crawl, right? If you can't walk, then you got to be able to do something. You got to jog. And so that's even like where we are in life. A lot of us try to start off with running, right? I'm not a big runner. My brother-in-law, Terry Jones, is a big runner. Right? I'm not a big runner like that. So I'm going to give you a little baby jog. Then I'm going to reduce it down to a walk. And then I'm going to give you a little baby jog again. And then I'm going to reduce it down to a walk. But the key thing is I did not stop. I'm going to keep going till I get my mile in. It may not be at the pace that you're going, but I'm going to keep going to get my mile in. And so that's where we are. And that's one of the quotes that I take heart to, is because I have to keep moving no matter what. I'm going to tell you this. Quitting guarantees you nothing but an opportunity to start over. Quitting guarantees you nothing but an opportunity to start over. And I don't know about some of y'all or many of y'all out here. Sometimes you get tired of starting over. You get tired of doing the same thing over and over. You get tired of going back to the starting line. However, sometimes it does teach us. There are moments where you have to learn from it, right? But quitting doesn't guarantee you anything but a redo, a start over. And that's the only beautiful thing you can see out of quitting, is that you get another chance to start over. But guess what? You got to keep starting over. You got to now go through the process again. But if I keep moving and I keep going at my pace and I keep pushing myself, once I get my endurance or once I build up my stamina, then I can start running, right? And once I continue to build up my stamina in that area, then I can start flying. It gives a possibility of hope. It helps me be able to see that, girl, guess what? You're going to eventually get there if you keep going. If you keep waking up. If you keep being committed, if you keep doing your lives, if you keep doing your recordings, if you keep writing your posts, if you keep trying to encourage people, you're going to eventually get to where you want to be. I told you I'm inviting y'all to my conversations. These are things that I tell myself, girl, you got to keep going. You got to keep getting up at 4:15 in the morning. I know you're tired, but you got to keep getting up and doing it. I know you're frustrated because it seems like nobody is saying anything, but you got to keep doing it. Because my whole objective and my purpose in life is that I was born to make an impact. And it may not impact everybody, but it's going to impact somebody. And what you do will help somebody else. So as I conclude, and I hope you reflect, choose something today. And I want you to choose specifically a quote or something from Dr. Martin Luther King that you can hold to. Share it. I want to know what it is, because I want to be able to apply it even to my life. Right? So find a quote, something that gives you that get go, something that encourages you, that empowers you to keep going. So I'm going to read this as I conclude, because I ain't going to be here long. I just wanted to share that with y'all because I was thinking this morning and I was like, you know what? This is just simply what I do. Here it is. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But by all means, keep moving. And that is from none other than Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. If I don't leave you with nothing else today, keep moving, keep going. No matter how slow, no matter the pace, because you'll eventually get there. Stopping guarantees you nothing but a do-over. And sometimes you may not even get that opportunity again. All right, this is Cami C here, your impact coach, with my MLK reflection, favorite quote, moment for today. As I always say, make sure you do what? Touch a heart, love a life, and give somebody a smile. And at the end of the day, as you're going to choose to find what's going to keep you going, I want you to choose to make an impact. I love you, and until next time.